this English course. I am Taqwa, a teacher of English, and in this video we are going to deal with another lesson together. Stay tuned! So we are going to start today's lesson by reviewing cause and effect. Next, we are going to do task 18, page 39. Then we are going to do a free task together. And finally, we are going to do task 19, page 39. So let's start. So let's quickly explain what is cause and what is effect. So if you are going to use a cause, you need to ask the question, why did it happen? It means the reason why something happened. For effect, we need to ask the question, what happened? It means the result in the end. What happened in the end? Let's see an example. So here we have, there was an accident on my way to work. So here the cause is an accident on the way to work. Now the effect, I was late. It means I am late for work because of the accident. So here the result is I am late for work or I was late for work. Let's see a second example. She was ill. This is the cause. The result or the effect, she left work early. It means because she was ill, she didn't finish work. She left before time. Now let's see. We have here connectors or words that we use to express cause and effect. So for cause we have three connectors. The first is because. Second is since. And the last one is as. Now effect, we have so. So with so, you need to use the punctuation mark, comma, before it. A comma. Second, we have as a result. The punctuation for as a result is, before it we have a full stop, after it we have a comma. The last one is therefore. We can say therefore or we can say and therefore. If you are going to use therefore, you need to use punctuation marks. Before it, you need to use a semicolon. After it, you need to use a comma. But if you are going to use and therefore, you don't need to use any punctuation marks. Let's see examples. Here we have, because there was an accident on my way to work, comma, I was late. So here we have the connector because. It is used at the beginning of the sentence. So if you use the connector because at the beginning of the sentence, you need to write the sentence clause and then place a comma and then the last sentence. So here we have the sentence of cause with the connector because, we have comma, and we have the sentence of effect. It's because of the accident I was late. Another way of writing the sentence, we can say I was late, which is the effect, because there was an accident on my way to work. This is the cause. So in this case we see that we can use connectors of cause either at the beginning of the sentence with a comma after all the sentence is finished, or in the middle of the sentence with no punctuation marks. Let's see another example using the connectors of effect. There was an accident on my way to work, so I was late. So here we need to use so with the sentence that expresses effect. So here we have the first sentence expresses cause, the accident is the cause, and the second sentence expresses effect with the connector so. Now please open your books on page 39, task 18. So here we have the task. I read. I match each pair and write down the full sentences in my copybook, as in the example. So here we have pairs of sentences. We have the first column and we have the second column. And you are going to match each sentence from the first column with a sentence in the second column in order to form a full and correct sentence. Let's look at the example. We didn't visit the Louvre Museum from column number 1 because we spent only 1 day in Paris from column number 2. Let's read the rest of the sentences. Since the weather was awful, it means the weather was bad. The British Museum was far from my hotel. The weather conditions were terrible. It means that the weather was bad. It was maybe rainy, maybe snowy, maybe stormy, so it wasn't good. As I still had enough time, it means that I have the time to do something. Column number 2. I decided to stay at home and read a book. As a result, my flight to Algiers was cancelled. It means that my plane or my flight to Algiers, to the capital Algiers, was delayed. It was cancelled. I decided to go sightseeing around the city. So I took a London cab. It means I took a taxi in London. So you need to match sentences to form a full and correct sentence. You have 2 minutes. Time is up. Thank you. So let's see the correction of the task. We have the first sentence. Since the weather was awful, I decided to stay at home and read a book. Second, the British Museum was far from my hotel, so I took a London cab. Third, the weather conditions were terrible. As a result, my flight to Algiers was cancelled. The last sentence. As I still have enough time, I decided to go sightseeing around the city. So well done. Let's move to another task. So the question says, I join the sentences using the connector between brackets. So here we have 3 sentences. Each 2 sentence has got 2 parts. With each 2 sentences, you have a connector between brackets. You are going to link or join the 2 sentences using the connector between brackets. So here we start with the first 2. I couldn't see very well. 2. I broke my glasses. And you have the connector because. Second sentence, part number 1. He revised well for the exams. 2. He got very good marks. And you have the connector and therefore. Sentence 3. 1. We had free time on Thursday. 2. We went to the movies. And you have the connector since. Now you have 3 minutes to do the task quickly. You are going to join sentence number 1 and 2 using the connector between brackets. Let's start. time is up. Thank you for trying. So let's correct the task together. So here we have the first sentence. We have to use the connector because, which expresses cause. So here we have the first sentence. I couldn't see very well. This part of the sentence expresses effect. We have the second part. Because I broke my glasses expresses cause. We can write the sentence in another way. We can start with the connector of cause. We say, because I broke my glasses, comma, I couldn't see very well. So we have because I broke my glasses. It is the sentence that expresses cause. I couldn't see very well is the sentence that expresses effect. We said that we can use the connectors of cause in the middle of the sentence without punctuation marks, or at the beginning of the sentence, and we have to place a comma after the sentence of cause. Let's look at the second sentence. He revised well for the exams and therefore he got very good marks. So here we have and therefore. And therefore is a connector that expresses effect. So here we have the sentence and therefore he got very good marks is the sentence of effect. He revised well for the exams is the sentence of cause. Third sentence. Since we had free time on Thursday, comma, we went to the movies. We can write it in another way. We went to the movies since we had free time on Thursday. So here we have since is a connector of cause. Since we had free time on Thursday is the sentence of cause. And we went to the movies is the sentence that expresses effect. Well done. Now please let's go back to our school book on page 39, task 19. So here we have the task. I read, I complete the following sentences in a meaningful way in my copybook. So here we have sentences from A to F. We have missing parts in each sentence. You are going to imagine this part and write it down to form a full and correct sentence. I read quickly the sentences. A. As Nabila Mykonos, she went swimming and sightseeing. B. My flight to London was delayed and therefore I. C. The food there was awful. As a result, we. D. Since the weather, I. E. My parents gave me enough money for my trip, so I. F. I didn't buy a present for everyone because. So, start doing the task, please. You have 4 minutes. examples. A. As Nabila visited Mykonos, she went swimming and sightseeing. B. My flight to London was delayed and therefore I had to wait for 3 hours. C. The food there was awful. As a result, we had lunch at home. D. Since the weather was rainy, I took my umbrella. E. My parents gave me enough money for my trip, so I bought many souvenirs. F. I didn't buy a present for everyone because I was broke. I was broke, it means I didn't have money. So thank you all for trying. You can write your sentences and your answers in the comments below. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much for being attentive. And if you have any questions, please comment in the section below. Hope to see you next time. Till then, please stay safe and take care. Bye.
شكرا على المشاهدة. لا تنسوا الاشتراك في القناة، الضغط على الجرس، الإعجاب بالفيديو.